We are back. We are officially back. The thing that always amazes me about this is just how continually the lesson of time flies just happens over and over again. It's so crazy how from the time I was like, I'm getting ready to go on this trip, this is going to be a long time, to now doing this, I'm like, man, time just went by so fast. So it's good to see all of you have come back. We have 12 in the concurrent viewers section right now, which is good because that's kind of where we were. Usually when I go on vacation, there is kind of a drop off or a lag for maybe a couple weeks when people realize, oh, the channel's back because we've been on a hiatus, but we are back. And Galen, I did not eat that much garlic actually. Koreans do, but I don't. So I like it, but just a little side of a dish. My trip to Korea, I'm not going to go crazy over talking about it, obviously, because we were on a stream, but it had all of the three great F's that I call, which would be friends, family, and food. If any vacation or any life has those three in it, you're pretty much taken care of. There's a fourth F that would be nice, but it's not, in my opinion, essential to a great life. But I'll let you figure out what that fourth F is. But we are here to restart and re-energize the channel. We are starting off with a Fran set. She did say, I don't think I have it. She did say that she promised that her and Galen are going to kind of go back and forth each month, and they're going to provide the channel. When I say provide, I mean by pay for the channel once a month to have a themed group set, as if we're doing that today is the first one, which Fran had the idea of this theme, which is basically a musical Broadway theme. And then next month, supposedly, they are going to pay for Galen to have a themed set for that month that will have, I guess people that will be turning in songs for that. So Galen, do you have a theme for that already picked out, or is that something that on the Discord we need to actually, kind of get going for a theme after this? So we are at the end of May, so if I'm correct, this theme falls in May, so that means that Galen's paid themed set will come in June. So I'll let you guys figure out when that actually happens. So that's going to be a cool, fun idea. And as we get into today's theme set, this is so weird, by the way. So I have like a not miniature, but a small TV. It was my dad's that he actually watched TV on, and I use it as a monitor now. And for the first time, I've had this for 5 years, there is a small little bug, like an ant size, like a baby ant, literally walking on the screen. I tried to kill it, but I realized when I tried to kill it, it's actually on the other side of the screen. So my guess is it somehow got in through one of the vents at the top here, and it's literally just walking around this whole screen trying to figure a way out. So every time I'm looking at the screen, there's literally a baby ant just running around on the screen, and I can't get rid of it. At first I was like, wait a minute, is this digital? Is there something crazy going on with YouTube now? Anyway, I'm guessing for the vast majority of you, which I'm very surprised. I think Sasha's in the chat, right? I haven't seen him comment. He commented once, and then maybe he left. Okay, there he is. Yeah, he commented and said, hey. I'm assuming that Sasha is going to absolutely loathe this whole thing. And I would say most of you are probably thinking, why are we doing a musical theme set? Because Broadway, I just want to I'm not going to convince you that Broadway music and Broadway theater is really something that anybody who cares about music should take seriously. I'm not going to try to convince you, but I am going to say, just you definitely need to take a step back, all of you crazy metal whatever people and prog rock people need to think about. and I think Fran said it at the beginning, is that these are the roots of music in general. That's one reason. But if you think about, because I remember I had a guy when I was in Korea, actually, he lives in New York, say like he just didn't understand or get the concept of musical theater. And I tried to help him understand, because I can understand why people who don't listen to it or have never watched a show or very rarely watched a show would understand. Like, it's just weird when people just in the middle of a show just break out into song. But if you think about the time frame when these big musicals kind of came out, you're talking about World War One, you're talking about World War Two, so you're talking about the 30s, 40s, 50s, when musical theater started becoming popular. You're at a time when like most of the country is at war. It's a very depressing time. So when you think about musical theater like Oklahoma, Hello Dolly, the idea was to try to lift people's spirits up. So if you think about just the musical construction of a lot of the musicals, it's not until like the 60s and 70s where you get things like Jesus Christ Superstar and Sweeney Todd, where are very dark musical theater, especially in the way the music was written. But what's interesting about it is that, you know, things like Oklahoma and Carousel and all these other kind of big musicals that were popular and are still popular, they have like a cheesiness to them and a happiness to them, because they were trying to lift people's spirits up in a time that was quite depressing and just war-torn and all that other stuff. So I understand why people have a hard time with musicals, but if you put it in the right context, it makes a lot of sense. And I actually think, even though a lot of it's cheesy or whatever, there is a lot of good like musicals out there. The Fantastics, which is an off-Broadway musical, is one of my favorites. It's like a cast of like 6 or 7 people, and it's just such a great show. And some of it has great music. Obviously, Les Mis is known for its awesome score and music, but I am actually interested. I know most of you are not. Probably besides me, Fran, and Galen, none of you are actually interested in what's going to be played today. But try to keep an open mind. And specifically, the song that I pick is a perfect example of how musical theater can be really good and like lyrically is really funny. So you have to wait to mine. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of ignore the fact that Pyramid is in this, because I'm just hoping that we have like a brief moment of sanity from him and he actually picked a song that's musical theater, number one, and he's not playing a joke and he's going to play some fucking crazy shit. And that it actually has a semblance of music to it instead of like just talking and chanting or doing some weird shit that I'm just like. And the other thing is, I hope it's not like 12 minutes long. I hope it's only like a couple minutes long. So even if it is bad, we don't have to suffer too much, but I guess we'll have to find out. All right, so let's find out what people have picked in this musical theater. I'm surprised. I haven't seen every show that is picked out, but you know, I have seen several of these shows that I've seen that people pick. So let's get into the first one. We had Scott K, who was too much of a pussy to actually go and try to find something and open his mind. He said, I don't know why I was ever picked, and he didn't take the chance at picking a song. So Fran had to pick a second song, which filled in for what people thought was Scott K, but it's not going to be Scott K. Hey, Scott K, it doesn't matter if you didn't agree. Just take it. It's a free song, buddy. Open your mind. Go research some musical theater. But he chose not to. So Fran is going to start us off with her kind of backup song. I'm going to read to you what she said. She says, here is an alternate for Sunday, since Scott K is bailing as a big pussy. That's what she said. He is a big pussy. Just kidding. He didn't say that. She didn't say that. This is the, in capital letters, showstopper from Hamilton. I've seen this a number of times on video, but not performed live until this past weekend. Oh, so she went to go see Hamilton live. Absolutely stole the show. So this is the original cast from 2016. The song is called You'll Be Back, and it's from Hamilton. Now, I will say this before we get into all of this. You all know, because I've said it before, I have a huge pet peeve when it comes to Broadway musicals and theater. And that is a lot of times, especially in the older versions of these beautiful musicals, a lot of the singers that they picked just had way too much vibrato, especially in the soprano range. It's just like, please stop using so much fucking vibrato. So I'm hoping that with these songs, we have more of a pure sound than a fucking vibrato sound, but we're going to find out. So we'll judge it on that. So here is You'll Be Back from Hamilton. This will be interesting. Oh, yeah. Wait. Shit. So I have these videos. Am I going to get blocked? I think I'm going to get blocked, right? Huh? Should I like put a filter on? Because I feel like, yeah, I think it's going to get totally blocked. Especially, like, I put a video on and I want to show the video, but because it's really important. Yeah. Okay. So filter. All right. So I think everyone agrees that filters are necessary, but you kind of want to see what he's doing, you know? All right. Here we go. Let's try to do it. And if I see the warning light come up, I'll definitely filter it even more.
Say,
ooh, great voice.
The price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay.
I know this song.
You cry in your tea, which you heard in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen
great voice.
each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a
Jean, I would agree with you.
to remind you of my love. Da 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 da.
I like the bass line.
You say our love is draining and you can't go.
Ooh.
You'll be the one complaining when I am gone.
Yeah, he does have a great voice. A little nasally,
Change the subject.
but I think he's supposed to be doing
'Cause
that.
you're my favorite subject. My sweet, submissive subject.
Who knows, when was
Royal subject.
when Hamilton was written? I don't know that. I'm not that familiar with Hamilton.
And ever and ever and ever you'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war.
Fran, my choice is also
Praise and Allah
comedic relief.
my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad. So don't throw away this thing we have. 'Cause when push comes to shove,
I hope he ends with a high, full voice belt.
to remind you of my love. Da 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 yada da 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 yada da da.
1, 2, 3. That's kind of a nice belt, but not long enough. All right, Sasha, what do you mean by great? Do you actually like that? All right, so that was a good lead off. I knew that song for the most part. I think it is a good song, pretty fun song, and it shows you that. And again, I think that musicals were meant to be somewhat of a comedic relief in of itself, just to kind of put people's minds at ease. I do think that Les Mis is going to take the cake for just being probably one of the best musicals ever written. And I would say Javert. I've said this before in the channel. I can't remember his name. Colm Wilkinson is my favorite. Jean Valjean, of course. But my favorite, is it Philip Quast? I don't know how to say his last name. He is the best Javert ever to be on Broadway and in musicals. And his portrayal of Javert is just fucking amazing. So if you don't know, go watch. And then, of course, Eponine, played by Lea Salonga, was probably the best. And I think the 10-year anniversary of Les Mis is probably the best form of musical theater ever. It's just so good. I mean, just amazing good. So 2015 was the first performance of Hamilton off Broadway. That's great. I didn't know it was that early. I thought it was like at least like the 90s or something like that, or early 2000s. I knew it was a newer musical, but I didn't expect it to be 2015. Nice. So, yeah, just like in any other kind of creative venture, I think a lot of writers have run out of creativity. So it's kind of rare to find a musical that comes out. Is it the Book of Mormon? I think is a new one also that people really, really like. Well, you guys had a Les Mis series? Interesting. John Malkovich. I could see that. But again, when you say series, it's different than live musical theater. Live musical theater, having to sing that shit is hard. Yes, I have been on Broadway once. It was a long time ago. It was like when I was in high school, I think. So, I'll be honest and forthright, I don't really like New York. I feel like New York is either something you love or hate, and I'm one of the people that don't really like New York. I just don't like it. All right, so that was a good start off. Let's get into our second one, which is going to be, who's our second person? It's going to be Manny. So Manuel Romero has turned in his song. Let's see what he has to say. This is called The Wild Party, and it's from the musical The Juggernaut. Maybe it's not a musical. Let me find out. Hello, hello. Again, thanks, Fran, for the chance to share some music, especially with a theme as fun as this. I do love musicals. That's great. So maybe you're going to say this, but what is your favorite musical, Manny? But I have a kind of love-hate relationship with them because although I love how they tell their stories, sometimes they bore me because many feel instrumentally boring to me. I can see that. That's why I wanted to show one of the more interesting ones I have found, which is The Wild Party. Oh, that's the musical is called The Wild Party, and the song is called The Juggernaut. Sorry, I said it wrong. Not going to write much about the story because it would be too long of a description, so let's just say it's about a woman who was bored of love and spark her love life by finding an abusive lover, indeed very 20s of her. The song is very energetic, and the way they balance the singing and the swing jazz vibes, ooh, we love swing jazz vibes, is what I love about this song, especially the middle instrument in which they focus on the drums and the brass. They also have some really good kind of a cappella sections. Hope you enjoy. Now, I'm going to say this. I think Fran's the one who said it. She said, I doubt that any of these are going to make it on a top 40. And I would say that probably is a good hunch. However, I personally love musicals, so that makes the chances higher. It just depends on what somebody picks. And again, I'm very open, and the reason I love that we're doing this theme set is because we're getting different styles of music on here than the same run-of-the-mill stuff, which I like as well, of course. That's what the channel was built on. But I do like when we get into different kind of themes, which is why I love this set. And if it's good, and the way that Manny just described that, if it's that good, it could definitely end up on a top 40, for sure. So let's find out and see what this is. I've not heard of this. Can you, in the chat, Manny, maybe give us some description about this? Because I've never heard of this, The Wild Party. I didn't even know that was a musical. And I would say in your description, I totally agree with you about the music. Sometimes it's kind of just boring, which is why I love Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, because I think the music is very unique and very just like well written. Even the harmonies and the dissonance when it goes along with what's going on in the story is such a beautiful show. Also, this isn't really a musical, but when we're talking about music, some of the best music I've ever heard is when I was in Seoul, when I was living in Korea. I think it was called Quidam, which was, why can't I think of it? Quidam, what the fuck? It's the show that's on in Vegas. Why can't I think of it? Cirque du Soleil. Jeez, couldn't think of it. We went to go see that in Seoul, and I had never heard of Quidam. I'd never been to a Cirque du Soleil song or show. And we sat down, and when the music started, I couldn't even watch the show because I was so enthralled with how incredibly progressive and amazing the music was. And that's where I discovered my favorite groove drummer. His name's Dre Energy. Dude, the dude is fucking insane in that. If you just go on YouTube and type in Quidam and shows his drum stuff, his drumming is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Quidam, yeah, I know it's not a musical per se musical, but if you guys get a chance, go listen to the music for Quidam, Cirque du Soleil, because the music is absolutely amazing. All right, let's get into Manny's The Wild Party, the Juggernaut. I've never heard of this. This is going to be interesting. Already feel like I need to dance to this. This is sick. Dude, this is sick, Manny.
I don't know you, we've hardly spoken, but I was wondering, are you available? While you're waiting for Kate to hurry back, I
What's up, Brian?
hoping that maybe we'd dance a while.
I'm available and I'd love to dance.
Dude,
Won't you all
Manny's coming in clean.
we need? Let's dance.
I'm a big city boy, Michael, so that's not true. And Seoul is about 5 times bigger than New York. Not as scary, though. I'll give you that. Oh, this could potentially go in a top 40.
Kate, don't bother me.
I'm just asking why.
When we met, you were less than a dirty whore.
Yes, but
Dirty
that
whore.
was before I got smart. Now my whoring has turned into war.
Maybe true, but
Sorry, Jean. My French is not great.
Let's forget
Cirque du
about
Soleil.
the carpet now.
Ooh, we got some guitar. Yeah, Ryan, good pick right there. That's a very good pick.
Oh, Queenie!
It's a new
Do you
dawn.
think I
It's a
could
new
help you
day.
sense? Queenie, darling, we've
Yeah, I'm
hardly
gonna say
talked.
2
Why
is
don't
definitely-
you go get a drink? Wink, wink, I know what you're thinking. We girls need just a quiet pause. Bears, I'll join you in just a moment.
Yeah, I don't like this
Just
part
starting to juggernaut. Let's
lyrically
go
and how
dance.
she's the
Let's
cadence.
go move.
Go back to singing. Ooh. John. Damn, this song is good. I like it. Ba-ba-da-da-da.
Juggernaut, can you do the juggernaut? Put your foot into the ring and just start swinging. Juggernaut, everybody juggernaut. Bend an arm and bend a knee and jog with me. One foot, one hand, one step, one turn, one touch, one hit. That's all you have to do. One foot, one hand, one step, one turn, one touch, one hit, and you can do it too. One foot, one hand, one step, one turn, one touch, one
Dude,
hit.
nice pick, Manny.
One foot, one hand, one step, one turn, one touch, one hit, and you can do it too.
There's the harmonies he was talking about. What's up, Nick?
One foot, one hand, one step, one turn, one touch, one hit. That's all you have to do. One foot, one hand, one step, one turn, one touch, one hit, and you can do it too.
Oh, that's interesting. King George. Yeah, I didn't know that, so. This kind of like, I felt like this part sounded like Christina Aguilera and Moulin Rouge. Musically, I can see why Manny picked this. I like hearing the guitar. Is that it? Yeah, it very much felt like a Moulin Rouge feel to me. But that was excellent choice. Probably my favorite so far. By the way, where is Pyramid? Isn't he on this fucking stream? Somebody go wake his ass up. He's probably having a sex session online with Cucumber. Interrupt their orgy and tell them to get online. Yeah, so my only critique of that in a negative light is I think it's maybe a little too long, but I thought that was so good. And I could definitely see if you guys look in there, the link that I just put in there is to however you say it in French. And that's Quidam, I think is how you say it. That's from that show. Got to see that live, but go after the stream, go click on that link and listen to some of the best drumming. Dude, the dude is just fucking fantastic. Yeah, so that finishes with song number 2. So far, I like song number 2 more than song number 1. And now we get to the part of the stream that I'm a little nervous about because it's Pyramid's turn. And he's not even here to enjoy my reaction to it, probably because I'm going to go crazy. That's going to be my assumption, but I would love to be absolutely surprised and that he actually picks something good. Something that resembles actual music. That's going to be my hope, but is that how you say it? Is that how you actually say it, Jean? I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, so let's get into this and see what he actually wrote. So Pyramid says, Mr. Morgan, Captain Morgan to you, scoffed at me for considering a Broadway suggestion. Well, it's time to pay your insolence. Guess who does Broadway, bitch? Scott Walker does. Ugh. This song is a cover of The Impossible Dream, is the name of the song, from Man of La Mancha. It's not a movie, buddy. Scotty was a baller vocalist, and you will soon find out. Okay, if he's actually in Man of La Mancha, which I'm somewhat familiar with, then it's maybe gonna be somewhat real and not some crazy shit. But you never know, because sometimes musicals and stuff like that just have some stupid ass shit as well. So here is Scott Walker with The Impossible Dream, The Quest. So let's cross our fingers and hope not to die. I'm afraid.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, and run where the brave never go.
I don't remember the song, but I do know this show.
To right the unrightable wrong,
This is beautiful.
to love.
Sounds like
pure and
Frank
chaste
Sinatra's song, kind of.
from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or cause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause.
I like how all the music is in my left ear.
And I know
Singing
that
is-
I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart
He sounds great.
will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest.
Pyramid. Pyramid. For the first time.
And the world will be better for this. That one man torn and covered in scars
Sasha puts this last.
still strove
Yeah.
with his last ounce of courage.
I mean, this is...
to reach the unreachable star.
Wow, Pyramid. Not even here. I feel like Pyramid has not redeemed himself, but he's turned the ship. He has definitely turned the ship. Yeah, he's gonna lure us into a trap where we can fucking die in the next one. Even worse than we... Yeah, it's like the calm before the storm. Wow, Pyra, sorry you're not here. You should be here to, like, see that I'm traumatized so much that I'm still waiting for something crazy to happen. Like, but it didn't. So unfortunately, Pyra is not here, but she should have been. And that song, I'm gonna see. I think I still like 2 better. Musically, I think, you know, that this one was like a more, I mean, it was good, but I still think 2 was the best so far. Again, this song could go on a playlist. I liked it. And kind of, again, it reminds me of a Frank Sinatra-ish kind of song. Wow, so Fran actually puts that one first. Interesting. No, Nick, that does not mean we're going to start listening to Scott Walker on the reg. Yeah, I can see, Sasha, that wasn't your cup of tea, but I'm surprised you even like some of this stuff anyway. Now, next up is going to be me, and I have to give you a little backstory to this. Some of you have already heard this, but some of you are newer to the channel, so I'll say, oh, look who showed up. Is he related to Sinatra? All right, so getting into the song that I chose, it kind of goes along with the theme that musical theater, I think a lot of times is meant to be comedic, more to like, you know, make people relaxed and whatever. So 2 things about this song and why I picked it. Number 1, I played soccer and baseball my whole life since kindergarten. So it would be soccer in the fall and then it'd be baseball in the spring. It was to the point where I played all the time. I thought I think I was pretty good. I should have been shortstop because I was shorter than a lot of the kids and I didn't hit a growth spurt ever, let alone didn't even hit any growth spurt until after college. I was always smaller in my class than everybody. I think I was like the 2nd or 3rd smallest kid in my class. I was always dinky. I should have played shortstop. I had the arm for it, but because I was smaller, they just put me at second base, which I didn't like because second base doesn't get as many hits to it. So my main position was second base, but I was also a pitcher, and obviously because I was smaller, I didn't throw like 80-mile-per-hour fastballs. But my junk, my slider, and my breaking ball were absolutely killer. So I was actually a really good pitcher, I think, growing up. And then, of course, soccer, I was really fast. And so in soccer, size is not as important, especially in high school. So I played those 2, and I ended up going into volleyball my senior year, and I ended up lettering in volleyball. So volleyball was a big one for me. But I'm telling you all of that because around my sophomore year of high school, I kind of got tired because socially, I like more things. As you can tell on my channel, I did all the relationship videos. So from a very early age, I really didn't like surface kind of dumb relationships. I always wanted something deeper and more, even at a young age. So around my sophomore year of high school, I remember sitting at baseball practice. It was an April day. It was fucking cold because April in Ohio sucks. And we were sitting out there catching fly balls, and it would hurt your hand because it was so cold that when it hit, it would hurt. It was one of those days. And I remember being like, listening to the guys around me as we were sitting there waiting for fly balls to come to us, talking about just shit, stupid shit. And I remember sitting there going like, I don't really like these people. I don't like being around them. I don't really have much in common with them. Everything was kind of surfacey and stupid. So that to say, I was in choir. And when I was in choir, I ended up doing what's called this like men's chorus, and it was just a men's choir. I was always terrible at singing, and and still am. But I did it because it was fun, and ended up getting into musical theater because I got signed up for what the show was that my sophomore year, which was Hello Dolly. Hello Dolly was our show and my particular high school, and I know everybody says this, but my particular high school, we did a lot of shows. Most high schools do like a winter musical and maybe one other play. We did 11 shows a year. So we would have like one big musical. At the end, we'd have a smaller group musical like Fantastics or Nonsense. And then the rest of it was like 8 or 9 plays. We have 2 or 3 people that have been on Broadway. Michael, speaking of Broadway, we have a guy, his name was David Ayers. He was a year older than me. He played Fiyero, I think is how you say his name, in Wicked on Broadway for like 3 years. So very good cast of characters came out of my high school. I just did it for fun, and so I made this switch from being like a jock to like a theater person. So I went into theater, and my junior and senior year basically were my theater years. And I got out of playing baseball and soccer for the school. All of that I'm telling you because my first experience with musical theater was Hello Dolly. So Hello Dolly was my first musical theater experience. It was the big musical for that year. If you guys don't know Hello Dolly, Hello, Dolly. I think it's a great musical. A lot of good tunes in there. It says that we're not receiving enough. Anyway. So I always tell the story, and I know this is long, but I don't care because this is worth it. I remember sitting there with my jock friends my freshman year of high school. Whenever they did the big musical, they would always take 8th period, the weekend of the musical's opening, and they would have all the student body come and watch like the first hour of it during 8th period to try to get people to come to the musical and watch it. My freshman year, the show that they did was called Carousel. And so we were doing Carousel. I obviously wasn't in it. I remember when we went to the showing of it to try to get people to come. I was sitting next to my jock friends. And we were sitting there next to my jock friends, and I will never forget, the curtains open, and these guys come out because they're wearing like sailor outfits, in Carousel. They're wearing sailor outfits, and they're singing the song, blow high, blow low, da 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 da. And they're dancing around, and I'll never forget my friends at the time next to me being like, oh, look at that guy. He's so gay. He's so gay. Look at him. He's gay. Look at him. He's gay. And I laughed along with them. I'm a stupid freshman in high school. Laughed along with them. So fast forward to the next year. I'm in Hello, Dolly. And I am, the curtain opens for us to show it, and all I can think of as I come out singing Hello, Dolly is those old friends, those jock friends, are now saying, Casey's gay, look at Casey, he's so gay. So I always use that story to say what goes around comes around. So that's the first reason I picked this song, is because it was a monumental change in my life fundamentally. The second reason I picked this song is my dad came to the musical Hello, Dolly when we did it. And of course I was in the show, so I don't remember this, but I had several people come up to me, and my dad obviously divorced my mom when I was really young, never got in a relationship after they divorced. I don't think he dated a woman for like 4 or 5 years when I was in middle school, but my dad never remarried. My dad was famous for having cracks about getting married. He would say stuff like, when you get married, you signed your death certificate, blah blah blah, haha, and he'd like laugh about it. So it was kind of jokey, but with every kind of joke, there's some truth to it, right? So my dad always kind of liked the play on like women and feminism and stuff like that, and making fun of it or making light of it. So I was told that during this song of the show, and if you know Hello, Dolly, you know exactly what song I'm talking about, my dad supposedly was in the crowd laughing way too hard. So that's the second reason I picked the song, because it always remembers my dad laughing his ass off in the crowd, because this song is about that. So I know that was really, really long, but we are going to get into my song for Hello, Dolly, which is called It Takes a Woman. And the background to this is that the main character, the man, is Hello, Dolly is kind of like a matchmaker in the show, and she's trying to set up him with like another one, but internally she's in love with him and she wants to be set up with him herself. That's the show. But he is a very male chauvinistic kind of guy. He's rich, that kind of stuff. And so this is actually played in the show by Walter Matthau. I don't know how to say his last name. Who's a famous actor, obviously. And he sings it. And just listen to the lyrics, because the lyrics are obviously what makes this song. So here we go. Oh, wrong one.
It takes a woman all powdered and pink to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with long golden lashes and soft Dresden fingers for dumping the ashes.
Takes a woman.
Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet.
I will. Once I see the thing pop up, I'll put the filter on.
The frail frail young maiden who's constantly there for washing and bluing and shoeing the mare. And it takes a female for setting the table and weaning the guinsy and cleaning the stable. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. And so she'll work until infinity.
3 cheers.
3 cheers for femininity. God bless femininity. And in the winter she'll shovel the ice and lovingly set out the traps for the mice. She's a joy and treasure, for practically speaking, to whom can you turn when the plumbing is leaking?
That's right.
That dainty woman, that fragile woman, that sweetheart, that mistress, that wife, that womanly wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman,
A husky woman, to bring you the
It's such a great song.
in line. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet.
Why, Sasha? Are you a feminist? There we go. He also was in Grumpy Old Men, I think, with Jack Lemmon, correct? I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Great actual song. The lyrics are monumentally good, and that's why I picked that song. Now, before we get into the last 2 songs, we're still under an hour, so we're good because these are short songs. I'm going to show you guys a little funny thing about me. So I think you guys know this. Maybe you don't. But before my current relationship, I was married before, way back in 2006 is when this video was taken. And I was trying to be funny. And when we had our reception, I decided to... how can you say that was bad? It was fucking great. It's the best song on here. And I was just having some fun with my guests. So what I did was I actually asked the guys that were in my wedding with me to kind of just do this number, and it's from this song. So this is just me doing this as a joke at my reception for my marriage way back then. So I'm going to play it. Of course, I'm not singing. Giving you guys a little personal video. It's the same song.
Constantly there for washing and bluing and shoeing the mare. And it takes a female for setting the table and weaning the guinsy and cleaning the stable.
My ex didn't know I was going to do this. This was completely surprised. I love this part. Really?
And in the winter she'll shovel the ice and lovingly set out the traps for the mice. She's a joy and treasure for practically speaking.
I am Fred Astaire.
Can you time
Arthur Murray, actually.
loving is leaky? Oh yes, it takes a woman, a husky woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. Oh yes, it takes a woman,
Dude, we're still under an hour, Pyramid.
a mistress of mine. Oh yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in
All right. We have 2 songs left, and they're short because they're musical songs, unlike full albums. All right, so that was mine. I love the song. I think it's a great example of musical theater that is supposed to be funny, and it's just great. Go see Hello Dolly if you haven't seen it. It's actually good. What's her name? Not Liza Minnelli. I think Liza Minnelli did do it too, but there's somebody else. Red hair played. I can't think of her name. Anyway, let's get into the next one, which is a Galen song. Let me make sure I can read what he says. He says, Galen selection. This song is from 1956. Notice 1956, a long time ago. Movie version of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Broadway musical Carousel, which is in my story about my freshman year of high school. Gordon McCrae and Shirley Jones present a beautiful and fairly famous piece called If I Loved You. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't the blow high, blow low. The 2 characters, Billy Bigelow and Julie Jordan, sing this song as they hesitantly declare their love for one another, yet are too shy to express their true feelings. Fun facts. The original version of this was performed on Broadway in 1945. Isn't that amazing? Long time ago. By John, I think it's Raitt, father of the amazing Bonnie Raitt. Oh, interesting. Shirley Jones is stepmother to David Cassidy, the huge 70s heartthrob. I know David Cassidy, the name, but I can't picture his face. So this is If I Loved You and Carousel. Here we go. Is this right? Yep.
How do you know what you'd do if you loved me? How you'd feel, or anything?
I don't know how I'd know, but I know how it'd be if I loved you.
Something so dreamy about
You
these
don't.
old musicals.
No, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be if I loved you. Time and again I would try to say
Something so lovely about these old musicals.
I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way.
Oh, am I gonna get blocked?
Round in circles I'd go.
Is he the one who played Curly in Oklahoma too? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of her vibrato, but still a pretty song. Interesting facts, Michael. I didn't know you knew that. It is the guy who plays Curly? Interesting. That's what I thought. I love Curly in Oklahoma because that was the second musical I was in. So far, I don't have any warning sign. As soon as that warning comes up, I'm going to put the filter on.
Loved you.
Well, anyway, you don't love me. That's what you said, wasn't it?
Yes. I can smell them. Can you? The blossoms. The wind brings them down.
There ain't much wind tonight. Hardly any.
Here he is.
You can't
I
hear
love his
a
voice.
sound, not the turn of a
When
leaf,
I take you
nor
out
the
in a Surrey.
fall of a wave hitting the sand. The tide's creeping up on the beach like a thief, afraid to be caught stealing the land. On a night like this, I start to wonder what life is all about.
And I always say two heads are better than one to figure it out.
I don't need you or anyone to help me. I got it figured out for myself.
That's right.
What are we? Just a couple of specks of nothing. Look up there.
Why, you can't even count the
Peace out, Scott.
stars in the sky, and the sky's so big the sea looks small, and two little people, you and I, we don't count at all.
Such good music. I'm very nostalgic, and this is
You're
the
a
kind of
funny
stuff.
kid. I don't remember ever meeting a girl like you. Hey, you trying to get me to marry you?
No.
Well, then what's putting it into my head?
Carousel's your favorite music. I didn't know that. Carousel's
I wonder what it'd be like.
that popular. I know it's popular, but
But you don't.
No, I don't.
But somehow I can't
Grease is an
see
amazing. It's like the only good thing that came out of that era of the
exactly
80s.
how I'd be if I loved you. Time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know.
I really like his voice. So classic.
If I loved you,
Sasha, why do you hate Grease?
words wouldn't come
Such a great
that
musical.
easy way. Round in circles I'd go.
I'm surprised the warning hasn't come up yet. Shocked.
Longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by.
Listen to that voice.
Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day. Never, never to know. I
Wow.
love you. If
Josh. Couldn't disagree more, buddy.
Well, anyway, I ain't the kind of a fella to marry anybody.
Galen.
Even if a girl was foolish enough to want me to, I wouldn't.
I can handle vibrato more in the lower
Don't worry
ranges
about
because
it.
it's not as annoying. Because I would say the same thing about
Not about to be
Javert,
no win.
Philip Quaist. He's got vibrato, but it sounds really, really good.
Blossoms are
It's just
coming
when it's
down by the
higher
sun.
pitched. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me.
Just their time to, I reckon.
Finally, kiss her. Kiss her. Yes. Oh, on the cheek. So classically conservative. Oh, there we go. I know, Fran, it's more of the style. I don't like the style. All right, and that wraps us up with that song. It was a little longer than I thought, because usually these are like 3 minutes, but that was like 7 minutes, so. And we didn't even get a warning sign, so it might get blocked after this is over, but hopefully I can appeal it and get it back on. So, yeah, I think that song was really, really good. I didn't know that song. I know Carousel pretty well, if I remember correctly. But I don't remember that song for whatever reason. That's one of the things about musicals is you just have a lot of quote-unquote cheesy love ballad songs like that. But, I mean, I can't understand or explain, and no, even though I know this is not true, I feel the same way about the Frank Sinatra era, even though I didn't live or grow up in that era. The 20s, 30s, and 40s, even though I know it wasn't as good in my mind. Something about Leave It to Beaver, this kind of like classical musical stuff, to me was when like America was great. Because it's not now. And it hasn't been for quite a while. I think since the 60s and 70s. And when I see this stuff like the 50s, the 40s, the classic United States era of this wrapped up into the music as well as the culture, I'm like, I wish I lived back then. It seems like everything was great back then. Even though I know it wasn't. It's just that these kind of, even though I didn't live during that time, when I see this or hear this kind of stuff, it just makes me want to have wanted to live in this time. So anyway, let's get into the last song, which is Fran's song. She says, as a teenager, I had multiple opportunities to travel to New York City to see Broadway shows, but none was as impactful as Jesus Christ Superstar, which was incredibly bad for the church. The church hated this show. To have a black Jesus, oh my God. It's not the religion or the message as much as the fresh take on Broadway shows. Yep, I saw it in 1972 as the Mark Hellinger Theater, at the Mark Hellinger Theater, where it debuted in 1970. Wow. I already had the album memorized and was extremely impressed with the live performances. This version is from the original 1970 album because it's just, well, better than the other versions. Ian Gillan, I think is how you say the name, is by far my favorite vocalist of all time. Even above Pain of Salvation. Even above Pain of Salvation. Enjoy Gethsemane. I know how to say Gethsemane. From the show Jesus Christ Superstar, 1970. Here we go, and our last song.
I only want to say, if there is a way, take this cup away from me, for I don't want to taste its poison, feel it burn me. I have changed, I'm not as sure as when we started. then I was inspired. Now
This is Fran's choice. Fran's choice.
listen, surely I've exceeded expectations.
I like the bass.
Tried for 3 years, seems like 30. Could you ask as much from any other man? But if I die, see the saga through and do the things you ask of me. Let them hate me, hit me, hurt me, nail me to their tree. I'd wanna know, my God. I'd wanna know, my God. I'd wanna see, my God. I'd wanna see, my God. Why I should die.
Well, Fran, that's the great thing about live musical theater, is you don't get a second chance. Which is why I think it's pretty impressive. Because you're not only singing, you're acting along with it.
I'd have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I'd have to know, my Lord. Have to see, I'd have to see, my Lord. Have to see, I'd have to see, my Lord. If I die, what will be my reward? If I die, what will be my reward? Have to know, my Lord.
Love his voice here.
Have to know, my Lord. Should I die? Oh, why should I die? Can you show me now that I would not be killed in vain? Show me just a little of your omnipresent brain. Show me there's a reason for your wanting me to die. You're far too keen on where and how and not so hot on wire. All right.
I wish I could sing like this.
Oh, just watch me die. See how I die. Oh, yeah. See how I die.
Yeah, this is a great song. Boom, 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 boom. Has that 70s bass line sound.
Was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. After all I've tried for 3 years, seems like 90. Why then?
Did you cry, Fran, when you watched this? Were you welled up with emotion that you cried?
What I started, what you started, I didn't start it. God, thy will is hard, but you hold every card.
Oh, really? Interesting fact.
I will drink your cup.
I could see him doing this. This is like, I would say, fit his voice.
Nail me to your cross and break me, bleed me, beat me, kill me.
The Garden of Gethsemane, a famous garden that they kind of think they know where it's at in Israel. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And that wraps us up with our great, different, unique theme. So I want to give Fran and Galen a great round of applause for just giving us something different and opening our ears, even though most of the people who should be hearing this stuff weren't here. Great stuff. Glad we got a chance to share some of our different and unique likes. I will be interested to see what the theme is for June. So get to that. If you guys haven't already done that, go on Discord and figure out what the theme is going to be from Fran and Galen. It's going to be Galen's choice for June. So it'll be interesting to see that. We are here tomorrow with Jim. Superman has a full set tomorrow. I think it's an album review, if I'm not mistaken. Looking forward to that. If your weather is as good as it is here, because it's absolutely gorgeous here today in Ohio, enjoy it because it's a Saturday. And we will see you all here tomorrow. Same time, same place. And we are officially back. Right now, we are all the way through August 9th. Yeah, can't believe it. August 9th. Crazy, crazy. So, yeah, if you have sets that you want to turn in, get them in because we're about a month and a half, 2 months out. So we will see you guys here tomorrow morning. Peace out.